everybody, I'm Brenna, I am the Curious Little Frog, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of all of my unfinished paintings. Not because I think that they're failures, and I did for a really long time, I shoved them away, but because as I've been tackling shame in my artistic journey, I've realized that there's nothing to be ashamed of in unfinished works, and I'm not a failure for not completing them. I don't want you to believe that the things that you haven't finished are worthless. Because I did, but everything that we create has value, whether it's small or really big, unfinished or completely finished or overworked sometimes. I decided I wanted to show you guys in chronological order, so these beginning in 2017 and the painting all the way up to 2023. So the first one is this friend right here. In 2017, I was still in high school. I was doing running start and I was taking a painting class, and so one of my friends in the painting class did the outline for this painting, and then it was so beautiful that I felt when I started it that I just did not have the skills at that time to do what I needed to do to make this painting worthy of this other person's sketch, my friend's sketch. And so I put it away, being mad that I couldn't finish it. Now when I finish this painting, not only is it going to be a collaboration with somebody from my past who I really looked up to, who was really important in my journey, who taught me a lot of things about being a person and being myself, and now that younger Brenna and this older Brenna who is so... I finally can love myself and be proud of who I am. And like I said, I'm releasing some of this shame that I felt in my life, and I feel like I'm doing a collaboration now with the Brenna now, the Brenna then, and my friends. If any of these paintings you guys would like to see finished, or you would like to be there when I am finishing them, like a paint with me or something like that, please put it down in the comments which one especially that you would like to see, and maybe I will make a video. The next one I have is this little guy from 2018. I loved the sketch so much, again, that I felt that I didn't have the skills to mix the colors that I wanted for this piece. I was just getting started in oils for these three, and I was not skilled at mixing color at all. I have worked long and hard for many years to get where I am with color, and a lot of just mixing on my palette, so I do think that I would have the skills now to complete this painting in the way that I would want to. Okay, also in 2019 was this. Love the concept. Honestly, I think it was probably from Pinterest or something. But the entire time, it was just so chalky. As you can see, I remember feeling so frustrated as I was painting this because I love the hands. I love that there's a flower in them. They feel like my hands and wrists are super bendy because of my disability. I just related to how that feeling was in my wrists. But the colors! Again, all of these pieces from that time, I just could not mix the way I wanted to. The next painting to talk about is this one. I love that piece so much. It was an underpainting I did on a little trip, and it was a time of my life where my soul was bursting with feeling and I could not contain it. This was when I was starting to experiment with different colors, brighter colors, and finding the ways that I liked and how colors interacted with each other, especially in my underpaintings. And I decided that I really liked having a very bright underpainting. Now pretty much every painting I do, the underpainting is magenta. Wow, how many times am I going to say painting in a row? This was very expressive. I love how expressive it is, and part of why I didn't paint over at the time was I felt that my painting was not loose enough for what I saw and envisioned in this painting, because I did paint on top of one of the other underpaintings. If I have video footage, I will show you what the other underpainting turned out to be as a final painting. It's really pretty, but it wasn't what I had envisioned in my head, and I wanted this to be very loose, and at that time I felt very constricted in art, in life, in basically every part. Everything felt like I was in a box, and I knew that. I don't know if I will ever finish this painting, because this is power to me. This invokes feeling every time I look at it, and I genuinely love it. So, oh, I forgot to say, this is from 2019. This from 2019. 2020. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm sure we all know. Middle of lockdown, I started this giant painting. I was starting to learn color mixing with oils a little bit more. I can tell in this that I'm getting closer to the style that I really wanted. But it's not right. I don't like how small of a brush I used for the sky. It looks a little bit too pixelated from what I wanted, and I like things to be flowy and dreamy. And some of the color mixing, it just didn't work. I didn't have a very good grasp on color theory, and especially for something at this scale, I just wasn't ready. And then I got some paper on it, and it will take a lot of love and a lot of time for that one. I have to clean the painting, I have to layer over other paint, and there's all these like rules running through my mind, like thick over thin, fat over lean, and I'm like, how am I gonna make sure that this painting is successful with old paint underneath it? But I think, honestly, I'm just overthinking it. I think it'll be beautiful. I have a much greater grasp on color theory. I am more practiced in mark making. All of those pretty much look like the same mark. I just went like this with my brush. Like, it was a little square brush and I did a little square and it looks like pixels. That's fine. I love that. It wasn't what I was trying to do. Now I have freedom with the brush. I imagine the shapes, the organic shapes that I want to make with the colors, and it really brings the painting together. I think that will make this one really, really successful. I have speed painting videos of it that I put on one of my first art accounts. You guys can look at it if you really want, and you'll probably see some of these paintings on there. I don't know why I'm letting this information out. I have on the parrot face. I'm trusting you right now. If you go say mean things on my old art page, I will cry and block you. Please don't. But you can look at it. It's kind of cool. Anyway. So now is when I'm going to start crying, and I have this written out because it's so important. Immediate tears. This painting behind me, the cactus painting that I have, I started it in 2021. It was right after the start of me becoming bedridden, and as some of you know if you've been following my journey, I was bedridden for 2 years before getting my surgery, and now I'm 2 months into recovery and it feels really great. But I started this painting in the very beginning of being bedridden. I need a tissue. One of the reasons I wanted to make this entire video was to share the story of this painting because of how much it means to me. But it's really scary and vulnerable because of how much it means to me. So I'm just gonna read. I started this painting in the very, very beginning of me being bedridden. I worked layer by layer, and it kept me tethered to this world. My friend Sadie would call while I would work to remind me of my strength and give me encouragement and tell me funny stories, so I laughed even though it hurt so bad to laugh. Sadie died on December 24th. She was supposed to be at my house for the holidays, but she canceled the day before, and she ended up passing away by her own choosing. I didn't find out until a couple of weeks later. Her family couldn't find me to contact me. I can't bring myself to cover any part of it to finish it, no matter how much I love how it looks, because this was the last part I had for life. But genuinely, I know she would want me to finish it because she loved it so much and she saw my potential as an artist and she knew what I could become even before I did. But for a while, I thought if I didn't finish it, then my life wouldn't go on without her. But time kept moving forward. Only my painting hasn't. Sadie was one of the most wonderful friends I have ever had. I am so glad to have met her and known her. She was an amazing artist. She was a beautiful person, and her laugh was extremely contagious. I hope that someday I can honor her in finishing this painting. But until then, I just look at it and I remember her laugh. The next painting is this little guy. This is a painting of Depot Bay. We used to go there as a family because my grandparents had a timeshare and it was always during whaling season in August. And so we would go on the Pacific in Oregon at Depot Bay to go and watch the whales every August. And it was something that really reminded me of my childhood, and I didn't finish it because I liked how it was. Oh, I wanted to add some orange flowers to it and some highlights on the rocks, but I loved it so much that I felt like if I added paint on top of it, I was going to ruin it. It would probably take me less than 20 minutes to finish it. But I have it hanging up anyway in my house, even though it's not done. Okay, a fan favorite. This is my husband's favorite, so many of my family's favorite, and I just haven't finished it. Okay, it's this leaf one. This one I painted in 2022. I was still in the midst of being bedridden and all of that, so I was working on it very, very slowly. And then I get to the point where I'm at, and I realized that the look I want is actually oils, not acrylics. So either I finish with acrylics, which I genuinely don't want to do, or I go over the whole thing again in oils, which is what I want to do, but that sounds really long, so I don't want to. So that's the story with that. I still really like it. I love the concept. I love everything about it, but the amount of work it will take me is a lot, and I think that's my main reason. Last piece is this very phallic piece. It's actually lava lamps, guys. It's lava lamps. No, it actually is lava lamps. I started before my surgery, and I was in such deep pain that working on paintings was so incremental. When I had my surgery, while it was at this stage, for some reason emotionally it feels really heavy, like I have to go back in to that deep pain in order to find where I was feeling that inspiration from. And a lot of the past 2 years is really, really painful for me. I don't like always going back in my mind. I would rather look forward or look at the things that I'm doing now and be excited, because looking back at torture every day isn't fun. It's not a fun activity. I don't like remembering it. I still love this painting. I do want to finish it when I feel comfortable with jumping back into those emotions. Okay, that is all of the paintings I have. Wait, no, that isn't all the paintings I have to share. This is what I am working on right now. So technically it's an unfinished painting, but like it is still wet. It is still getting painted. If you have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, you might recognize this as the Night Court. This is all unfinished, so it's not ready, but the Night Court will be here in the mountains, and the 3 stars. I am so excited about this commission. I'm so glad somebody asked me to do it. I think I'm gonna be doing prints just because, like, I love it. I'm so excited about it. There's so much texture. Anyway, okay, enough of that. Now, if you want to support me, support my art, get monthly snail mail, I have a membership for $18 a month. You get, this month it'll be a print and a cute froggy witch sticker because it's spooky October. Super excited for that. So go ahead to my Ko-fi link, it's in the description, and there's membership tab and you can join there, or you can find my other prints, stickers, originals, and what have you on my shop, which is also on my Ko-fi. Thank you so much for supporting me and listening to me talk about my paintings, my friends, my experiences, and my journey to release this shame and to grow. So I hope you want to grow with me, and if you have a painting that you want to see finished, again, please put it in the comments below because I would really, really like to know what you all think. Okay, thank you. Love you guys. Bye.